appreciation remains strong, yet there's increasing talk of a recession. So, is now a good time to consider selling your home? Hi, this is Andrew with the Andrew Smith team of eXp Realty. And I asked that question because I was asked that question this past week by a couple of different people following the video and the blog post I did a week ago that talked about the likelihood of a recession and what the impact might be on the real estate market. Now, the interesting thing is last week I'd mentioned that, there were mixed signals about a recession, although a lot of people expected, when I say a lot of people, economists and financial analysts were expecting that we would get one sometime in 2020 to 2021. I'd mentioned that it's really quite fluid. And it's interesting because in the last week, some other information's come out and some other data has been released that's saying, well, wait a minute, the vast majority of the indicators are still strong. So maybe we're not as close to a recession as we thought. The bottom line is no one knows for sure. And that's what brings me to the point in answering that question on whether or not now would be a good time to sell your home. And the advice I've given when answering that question has remained the same over the years, regardless of economic conditions. And the reason for that is that unless you are a property investor with a portfolio of properties and you're looking at specific rates of return or cap rates, I've never really met a standard family homeowner that has specifically tried to time the market on when they were looking to sell. Let me explain. Most everyone I know, they sell when it's the right time to sell. They sell their home and make a move based upon a life circumstance or a change in situation rather than on what the economy may or may not do, I should say. And that could be a family that's getting larger, a couple that's getting married, a family that is on the opposite side and the kids are going away and it's time to downsize, a job relocation, those type of things that impact it. So if you're currently in your home and you're wondering if now is a good time to sell, what I would recommend to you is that you ask the question, what is it about your current home that no longer works? What is it that is prompting you to consider making a move? Now, if you bought a condo a couple of years ago, young couple, you bought a condo, it's your first purchase that you've ever made together, and you're thinking about having a family or you're getting a dog, maybe the condo life doesn't work anymore. It's time now to move up into a home with a backyard that the dog can run around in or the new baby can play in. Likewise, if you currently own a 3-bedroom home and you have 2 children already, and there's possibly a third on the way, or you're considering having a third, you may now need a 4-bedroom or a 5-bedroom home. That would be the compelling reason on why you want to look at making a move. And as I said earlier, we can go the opposite way. Maybe you live in a 5-bedroom home currently, and you've just had a child go away to college, and you've got another one that'll be in college within a year or two, and you flat out don't need the square footage that you have or the number of bedrooms that you've got currently. So now may be a good time in order for you to make that move and downsize a little bit. So those are the factors that come into it. The other one that I find that doesn't necessarily have to do with home size can have to do with remodeling. So if you live in a home that maybe it was built in the 80s or the early 90s and it hasn't been updated as much as you would have liked to over the years, you then start to ask the question, should I remodel? Should I redo all the bathrooms? Should I redo the kitchen? Maybe knock down a couple of walls or whatever it is that you're considering that you would like in your home? Or should I just sell and move to a home that already has that? And you've got to weigh out the pros and cons, the cost of the remodel compared with everything else that's going, what it's going to cost compared to what it would be to just buy that already done. And that's going to be a personal decision to a certain extent, and also one in that you would have to realize that you're not going to get 100% of the cost of that remodel back out when you sell, depending upon when you sell. If you're going to be in that home for another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, then that isn't going to be as true. You are going to recover a lot more of that money. So I hope that makes sense to you, and I hope it helps provide a little bit of guidance. It is the exact same answer I gave the people that reached out to me this week, and for them, it was helpful. We were able to walk through their specific situations, and for one of them, it did make sense to put their home on the market and move to another one, and for the other person, it didn't. It wasn't the right thing because their home actually completely fit their current needs. Along with that, interest rates are phenomenal. Buyers are out there. Property is moving. And, if it's the right time, then great. But make sure that you make that decision based upon your own personal circumstance and not necessarily just on the market. And as always, if you'd like to talk your unique situation through, possibly get another perspective, get some impartial advice on what's best for you, please reach out. Send me an email at andrew@theandrewsmithteam.com, or always feel free to give me a call, 888-447-9650.